Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Coffee with Craig. It is a fine Friday morning. I hope you guys have some fun things planned for the weekend. Maybe have a chance to play with some toys. That's what I'm looking forward to anyway. So anyway, you guys know this is Coffee with Craig. This is where we talk about everything firearms related. We talk about politics, culture, finance. We talk about news, media, movies, you name it, all relating to firearms and the Second Amendment, trying to bring to them a little bit of what I like to call uncommon sense, because as you all know, common sense is not that common. In fact, it is often common nonsense. So please make it a point to like and share this video feed, whether on YouTube or on Facebook. Like and share. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow our Facebook page so that you can get all of the information, all of the action alerts, everything that we are doing. Remember, this is not just about having a good time talking over a cup of coffee. This is also about advocacy for our constitutional rights. One way in which you can advocate is by supporting us. Supporting us by, well, buying our swag. Where do you get that? You can get it at FPCgear.com. That's right, FPCgear.com. You'll find all sorts of very cool things, T-shirts, tons of really cool designs. We've got everything from our Don't Tread on Me Gadsden flag T-shirts, our gun rights T-shirts, as well as our Right to Bear Arms T-shirts. So all of them are available there on FPCgear.com. You can buy them and know that the proceeds are going to help in the work that we are doing here at the Firearms Policy Coalition. So, cool shirt, cool activity, cool activism. That's what I'm looking for. Activism is the thing I'm looking for. So, make it a point to do that. Oh, by the way, I wanted to make sure to remind you guys, we can't do this show without the support of our sponsors from Sacramento Black Rifle as well as Sparks Black Rifle. I want to encourage you guys. You can Google them. You can find them right there online. Please visit their stores. They also have some very cool swag as well. So even, whether you're looking for a firearm parts, firearm accessories, or you're just looking for some cool, firearms swag, please check out Sacramento Black Rifle and Sparks Black Rifle. Support them as they support your right to keep and bear arms. Well, we all know that not everybody supports our right to keep and bear arms, and that is unfortunate. Well, for those of you who were not aware, recently Mr. John Chang. John Chang is a candidate for governor here in the state of California. He's so bad. His poll numbers are so bad that he's even trailing the Republican candidates in California for governor. That may or may not be true, but sounds good to say anyway. But John Chang has decided to come out and push for and call for the divestment from any company that buys, sells, or manufactures firearms in the state of California. And recently, he's taken this fight to the California legislature by working with a good friend of ours, Anthony Portantino, to introduce a measure which will do, in fact, that. Check it out.
If the NRA tells us that we're no match for the torrent of money they can rain down in support of blocking reform, then let's respond. We will become the storm. I've called upon our nation's largest institutional investors to use the power of their purse strings to prevent another American, another one of us, from having to bury a child, a sibling, a spouse, because of a scourge so uniquely American that no other developed nation on this globe is so plagued. To date, BlackRock and Citigroup have adopted policies stating they will pull back or prohibit investing in, lending to, or financing the mass proliferation of military-grade assault weapons for civilian use. My office is working with at least 3 additional Wall Street investment banks on similar policy changes. And today, I am joined by esteemed members of our state Senate and Assembly member, Senator Anthony Portantino, Assembly member, she'll be here in a moment, Eloise Gomez Reyes, and Assemblymember Mike A. Gibson to announce that we have introduced a bill that would require both CalSTRS and CalPERS to stop plunking taxpayer dollars and employee pension contributions into weapons that this state has already outlawed.
Okay, so let's talk about how dumb an idea this is. First of all, understand once again, this is a guy who is he's trying to steal some of the thunder from gun-grabbing Gavin Newsom. So he's trying to say, this is my way in which to stand up and fight against the evil gun makers. But, you know, the problem with what the member here or what the individual here is proposing, well, is that, you know, one of the things about these pension funds is these are pension funds that people rely on. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands, not millions of people depend on for their retirement, meaning these funds need to be profitable. So if they're going to be profitable, shouldn't you then, is not your first obligation to make sure that you are doing the best that you can for your investors, for in this case, for the retirees? Well, I'm sorry, but this is already an individual who's already proven, who's asking an entity who's already proven that they can't manage money to make an even worse decision by not investing in the most profitable investments that they can possibly invest in. I'm talking about CalPERS and CalSTRS. Check it out.
Now, the California Public Employee Retirement System, or CalPERS as it's called, is the largest public pension system in North America. In fact, it has nearly 2 million members and more than $300 billion in assets. Still, it is underfunded. And today, the board of CalPERS voted to require state and local governments to pay more if they're going to keep providing those pension benefits that they've promised to certain public employees. CalPERS members are public employees, like California Highway Patrol. They work for schools and local governments, too, like the Alameda County firefighters. And these hundreds of thousands of people may be paying more for that pension.
And in order to pay that benefit, you have to pay from three sources, and those three sources are either the investment returns, the employer contribution, or the employee contribution.
Right now, 64% of pension benefits come from investment returns, 22% are from state and local governments, and 13% are from employees. Today, CalPERS voted to decrease the expected returns on investments from 7.5% to 7%. That means the state and local governments and employees will have to pay more to make up that shortfall.
So let's be clear here. They're losing money. They're already losing money. They're already not bringing in enough money to cover the obligations. And so what they're going to do now is they're now going to inject their political perspective into the investment funds that are going to affect employees. Now, mind you, honestly, the thing that's so funny about this is if you look at how much money is invested, and there was an article out that the AP article that points out that of that money, you're talking about probably about $300 million of that money actually is invested in retailers, and a huge chunk of that, quite frankly, is in Walmart, who, oh, by the way, doesn't sell semi-automatic centerfire rifles anymore. So what exactly are they going to do? What companies are they in fact going to have to divest from? Because see, there are companies out there that do make weapons that are military grade that are banned for civilian use. Companies like Boeing. Are you going to divest from Boeing? GE, once again, these are military contractors, but they do make firearms or they do make weapons that are military grade. Are they going to divest from them? Here's an even better one. So what if an investment fund in a Republican state passed a law, or a conservative state passed a law saying, we're going to require that you divest from any company that manufactures products that are related to or used in abortions? Where would these folks be standing on that then? Because see, we're talking about something that is currently legal, that is, in fact, a constitutionally enumerated right. So if you're talking about going after companies that either sell products or manufacture products that are part of a constitutionally enumerated right, but to you it's okay because you don't like that right, you don't agree with that right, so you want to take it away and you want to discourage them. So what if they did that? So if you make any surgical tools that could potentially be used at an abortion clinic, or how about this? Rubber gloves. If you manufacture or sell rubber gloves, and rubber gloves can be used in an abortion, well, we need to divest from you. See, this is what happens when you have people. See, when you have people getting outside of their lane. Let me tell you what an investment fund is, Mr. Chang. Since you don't seem to know, an investment fund is about maximizing the profit and the return. In this case, it's a retirement fund, meaning that you want to deal with things and specifically address issues that affect the return that will impact people when they retire, because ultimately you're responsible for making sure that people have the money that you committed to give them when they retire. And when you fail at your job, when CalSTRS and CalPERS boards fail at their job, in this case because of your mandate, well, guess what? The taxpayers wind up on the hook. We wind up having to pay the bill over your stupidity. I mean, we wind up paying the bill for your stupidity anyway. But in this particular case, it's avoidable. But you're running for governor. You have to get in the news. So the rest of us have to suffer. I don't know where else to take this. I don't know how else one of your investment banker firms, these ones that you are working with. And here's the thing. You know what? As you decide that you're not going to invest in companies that are profitable, then you will start to lose money. And when you investment banker types, Wall Street types, as you start to become less profitable, trust me. Here's the thing about investments. If it's a good investment, when you sell, guess what? Someone else is going to buy. And guess what they're also going to do? They're going to make more money because you're going to sell it. You have to sell. So you're going to sell lower than you have to, which means they're bought high. Now you're going to sell low, which means they're now going to buy low, and it's going to go up. And are going to be the retirees in the state of California, those public employee retirees who are already having to pay more money that CalPERS and CalSTRS did. Mr. Chang, if there was ever an idea or a thought, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to